Hi, my name is Vanessa Wanyandeh, and I am a recent 2020 graduate at the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business. My mentor, Professor Bokhar Ba, and I are working together to solve the following question. Does race influence perceived social media credibility? So, for a bit of background, fake news, as many of you know, is extremely prevalent within the United States, and many recent events, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as 2020 elections, have demonstrated the prevalency of fake news within our social media. On another note, Black women face unique pressure within the workplace as they are assumed oftentimes to be lying. This also happens within the medical field, as many times as patients, Black women are assumed to be lying. So, given this information, if Black women are assumed to lie in the workplace and are also assumed to lie when they're in hospital or when they're being taken care of, I ask the question of, are Black women presumed to also lie when they're online? Is racism or colorism a factor in these online interactions that we have? And how much more are Black women assumed to lie than other demographics when online? So I have a couple of hypotheses that I've come together with when looking at this. Firstly, I would say that I believe that Black women are perceived to lie more than other demographics. Secondly, I believe that dark skinned Black women are perceived to lie more than light skinned Black women. Thirdly, white women are probably perceived to tell the truth, even though they're lying online. And Black women are perceived to lie, even when telling the truth while online. In order to study this, I decided to devise an empirical study using Amazon Turk, and this will be the way that the study goes. So firstly, participants will be given a set of Twitter posts with no profile or information whatsoever, simply the text, and they will see a series of these posts and determine whether or not these posts are true or false. This will establish a baseline true or false capability and figure out how good they are at discerning fake news from true news. Then we will now give them another set of Twitter posts, this time with some profile information, particularly a profile picture in the corner, and we will see how this influences their ability to discern what is true and what's fake with a separate and new group of information. From this, we'll be able to figure out if there was some sort of change that could be attributed to the information that comes from that profile picture being included in the second part of the study. So, in order to discern this, in order to have some data or some empirical backing to this, we'll first decide just to look at the basic of, are they able to discern true from fake news and how good are they at discerning those things? Then we'll look and see if there are any false positives or false negatives. So, who is presumed to lie even when they're telling the truth, and who is presumed to be telling the truth even when they're lying? So, for example, are white women assumed to tell the truth even when they're lying, and are Black women assumed to be lying even when they're telling the truth? In terms of preliminary results, we're still in the initial stages of the study, so we don't have enough data at this point in order to narrow down any ongoing phenomenons, but hopefully in the coming days we'll be able to narrow that data down and come with some really fantastic results. Here are a couple of sources that have really inspired my studies and have been able to help me better flesh out how to go about it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thank you so much for your time.